Here's why we have a problem with Ocasio-Cortez. And I don't need to explain it. I'm going to let her explain it. Here she is on FDR.
When our party was boldest, the time of the New Deal, the Great Society, the Civil Rights Act, and so on, we had and carried supermajorities in the House, in the Senate. We carried the presidency. They had to amend the Constitution of the United States to make sure Roosevelt did not get reelected. And there were so many extraordinary things that were happening in that time that were uniting working people.
Okay, so let me just see if I have this right. So somehow or another, with a supermajority, the Republicans got a constitutional amendment in which believe needs 70% of votes, correct?
Yeah, 2/3.
Two-thirds. Needs 2/3, but somehow
3/4 of states.
With a supermajority, Congress got that through, and then they got it approved by 2/3 of the states. And they did this. How? They did this somehow magically without any power. For the Republicans, and they got it through to stop FDR, who was already dead. They got it to stop FDR from being reelected. Now, I think the amendment should have read, no dead people shall run for president.
Why didn't they include that? But she does point out that is extraordinary. If they had elected a dead person to come back as president, that would be something extraordinary in our history.
Yes.
Not typical.
So here's the thing that what she's doing. She's flipping history upside down. She's saying that so many things were happening that the people were so in love with that the evil Republicans, even though the Democrats had supermajorities, the evil Republicans passed a constitutional amendment to make sure that FDR could not continue these crazy great ideas of his. First of all, FDR was dead. Second of all, it was a Democratic Congress that did it. Why? Because the Democrats knew that we were so close to a dictator. When you're saying these great things were happening, yes, through dictatorial means. And even his own party knew no one can amass that much power ever again. This is very bad. And the only reason why is because he was electric with audiences and people loved him. He knew how to be a good politician. And we had always had an unspoken rule. George Washington served 2 terms. At the end of 2, he retired, said, this is enough. That was the hardest retirement and the biggest news story in the entire world. King George said, if he actually gives away his power, he's going to be the greatest man to ever live. That's who that was. And up until Woodrow Wilson, we had only had a president serve 2 terms. Woodrow Wilson was taken out with a stroke. The first one that was arrogant enough to say, yeah, I'm bigger than George Washington, was FDR. And the people did not like it.